Dave Evans, this is the first time we've met you, and like it or not, you are best known as the former lead singer of ACDC.
Yes, I guess so. That's one of my titles, as well as the king of all badasses as well over in the United States. So, yeah, it's opened a few doors for me, of course, over the years to get my music out there. But my music still had to deliver. Because people, a lot of the critics out there, they want to get savage with me and try to stick the knife into me. But when they hear my music, that shuts them up. So it's good.
So do you get a bit tired of becoming known as the first lead singer of AC/DC? Is that a title that you're not enthused about?
Well, it's, as I say, it does get tiresome at times. But people that know me over the years when I've toured overseas, they know my music. They got my albums. And I'm Dave Evans. And also I was the original lead singer of ACDC as well. But as I say, I've got to deliver with my music, and that's fine by me. It stands up on its own. So.
How did your voice differ from Bon's? Like, had you been the lead singer of AC/DC, how was the tone of your voice different?
I don't know. I suppose I was very young. I was about 20 years old. So Bon was older than us. He was about 29 or something.
Were you also that raspy sort of singer?
Well, in those days there was no foldback on the PA systems. You couldn't hear yourself singing, so you just really had to belt it out.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of sound that a lot of us had, and rock and roll back in those days. They said you couldn't hear yourself; you just screamed as loud as you could and hope for the best. You know?
So, I mean, could that be a reason why that era of music is synonymous with a raw sound? Could it be as basic as that?
Well, as I say, we couldn't hear ourselves. The lead singers couldn't hear themselves. I had to inch towards the two-column PAs we had in the early days and try to hear yourself. And you had
probably ended up giving you long-term ear damage.
But also the drummers too. They had to belt it out because there was no foldback for the drummers either. And of course they had to compete with the guitar sounds and the bass amp. And there was no there's no amplification for the drummer. So the drummers had to belt it. So they'd reverse the drumsticks, of course, to get the heavy end.
Yeah.
And smash hell out of the drum kit, and they'd be like they're breaking skins all over the joint.
So maybe if in the early 70s there were some foldbacks, rock music today would just sound like a string quartet recital.
It would sound nothing like it does today, that's for sure. Yeah, it's true.
And so Lee Simon, who works at Triple M, told us number one rule in radio, never take a day off. Because you get replaced. Is that sort of what happened at AC/DC?
No, not really. We were having a fantastic time at first, and we were all friends and things. And I used to bunk with Malcolm, when we toured and things. But it's like any family, mate. You look at your own family, and in the end, a lot of people have their own worst enemies in their own family at times, even though it shouldn't be like that. And so I've got nothing against the guys from AC/DC. In fact, I think it's fantastic what they've done. It's been amazing. It's an amazing phenomenon. It's just really amazing. And it's been great for Australian rock too. Don't forget they are Australians, even though, they like I'm from Wales originally, and the boys are from Scotland, and the singer they got now is actually English. But it's Aussie. It's an Aussie sound, and I'm very proud of that and to be part of it too.
Did you think about putting your hand up again after Bond passed away?
Not really. I mean, when we split, it was like a final thing. It's like when you get divorced from your wife or something. What are you going to get remarried? I mean, some people do, and it never works out.
Yeah.
So no, that wasn't an option. No.
Are you surprised by the behemoth that is AC/DC? Like when you look at a band like UMI, they've been plying their trade for years and years, and then Jet come along. And suddenly they catapult to stardom. Does it surprise you that AC/DC took off the way they did?
Well, no, not really. The band was always a great band. When we first played, we always smashed it. We always had the energy. We always had that great energy and belief in ourselves. They used to always talk about, Malcolm and Angus would always talk about taking the world on and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't something that just kind of happened. It was they knew what they wanted, and they went ahead and did it. But it's amazing that that's happened the way it has. And it's just fantastic. I suppose the only other band to compare with them would be like the Rolling Stones, And as I say, it's great that they're Aussies,
Peanuts.